sit down and talk about Stevie Ray Vaughan, a man whose guitar set the world on fire, but whose life was haunted by shadows. Just hours after jamming with Eric Clapton, Stevie vanished into the fog. A helicopter crash scattered wreckage across a Wisconsin forest. An accident? Or was it the blues curse calling his name earlier that night, in 1990? He lit up the Alpine Valley stage, his guitar blazing, a legend who'd just beaten addiction and snagged a Grammy. From a kid hiding behind his guitar to escape his father's fists to a star labeled a Hendrix copycat, Stevie carried scars nobody saw: violence, heartbreak, and a shadow in the mirror. Today, we're diving into the dark side of this legend. A dream, a torn letter, a guitar echoing in the wind. Did Stevie foresee his own end? Or was his death the final note of a curse written in his childhood? Let me tell you Stevie Ray Vaughan's story, where talent and pain intertwined, and darkness always lurked. Chapter 1. Family violence sparks a burning dream. Decades later, people whispered that Stevie Ray Vaughan was chosen by the soul of the blues, destined for a blazing stage and a death in the mist. But in 1954, he was just a premature baby, cradled by his mother, Martha, trembling at his father's shouts. Was the blues curse born in those dark nights, when a scared kid clutched a guitar to escape fear? In Dallas, Texas, the Vaughan family's small house felt like a prison. Big Jim, a Navy vet, brought the war home, turning whiskey into his pal and his family into punching bags. Fists flew, shouts echoed, and they carved deep into Stevie, a shy, sensitive kid who felt pain twice as hard. But there was a spark. His brother Jimmy, 3 years older, played guitar like he was summoning spirits. At 7, Stevie got an old toy guitar. Under a dim lamp, he hugged it, playing to drown out his dad's roars. Martha once found him asleep, still clutching that guitar, like he feared it'd disappear. Music was his way out, but something strange lingered. One night, Stevie played an odd riff and froze, seeing a shadow in the mirror behind him, no face, just a shape. He told Jimmy, voice shaking, "It's like it's listening to me play." Years later, he named a song "Message from the Other Side," as if that spirit left a mark, a bandmate later said. When Stevie soloed, the room changed, like someone else was playing with him. Did his music awaken something, a darkness that led to that fatal crash once? A string snapped, blood dripped, and Stevie laughed. Blues gotta hurt. Was that a sign of the blues curse growing? Or just chance? Despite his father's abuse, Stevie clung to that guitar like it was hope itself. He taught himself Muddy Waters and Albert King, playing till his fingers bled. But each note seemed to carry a shadow. At 17, he left that dark Dallas home, dropped out, and headed to Austin. He escaped Big Jim's yells, but didn't know another fate waited in smoky bars, where cigarettes, blood, and blues mixed. He played in stuffy joints, where drunk crowds threw bottles if they didn't like you. A near-fatal accident hit at a burger joint job. Stevie fell into a vat of hot grease, the lid shattering. The boss cared more about the lid than him. Furious, Stevie quit, vowing to live or die by his guitar. But did that mirror shadow follow him? Was the guitar his salvation? Or the door to a curse and tragedy? Did it free him, or pull him into the darkness of the blues? Chapter 2. Fame's success brings its own shadows on Austin stages. Stevie Ray Vaughan played like Jimi Hendrix possessed him, his guitar screaming, tearing the night apart. But backstage, in the dark, he sipped whiskey, trying to forget that shadow one he wasn't sure he could shake. He was the new blues star, but every note carried shame. Did he really belong, or was he just a fraud under the lights? In the 1970s, Stevie led Double Trouble, turning Texas bars into his battleground. He played like he was telling his life story, sweat dripping, fingers bleeding, but not everyone bought it. As a white guy playing blues, a black-rooted genre, Stevie faced skeptical stares. One night in Chicago, in a smoky room, a man stood and yelled, "You're white. You don't get the blues." Green stage lights hit Stevie's face, his eyes ice cold. He stared the guy down, then ripped into a solo, fingers screeching on strings, the guitar like a blade, silencing the heckler. The room went quiet, just gasps from the crowd. But inside, that judgment stuck, a wound that wouldn't heal. The pressure grew with Jimi Hendrix's name. "I don't want to be Hendrix. I just want to be me," Stevie said, voice trembling. Critics didn't care, calling him a copy, unoriginal. Each jab cut deep, making him feel ashamed, like his work was worthless. Alone in dressing rooms, staring at his worn guitar, his eyes blurred with whiskey and cocaine. He turned to booze, something he knew since 6, sneaking it from his dad's stash and cocaine from 1975. To dull the pain, to forget he felt like an outsider. Something creepier lingered. One night after a show, Stevie bolted from backstage, pale, whispering. He's still standing there. Nobody saw anything. The band thought he was drunk. But after that, he carried his worn guitar everywhere, like a talisman, a friend said. Sometimes Stevie stared at a corner, like he saw someone. Once he said, "I don't know if it's Hendrix or something else." Was it a drug hallucination, or the blues curse stalking him? Drawing him deeper, he played, but each note seemed to call the darkness closer. Fame's pressure, prejudice, and Hendrix's shadow surrounded Stevie like a noose. He stood on stage, lights flickering, but his eyes held fear, fear that shadow would never leave. Could he escape the doubts in Hendrix's ghost? Or had the blues curse marked him as its next victim? Could Stevie outrun Hendrix's shadow? Or was that darkness with him to the end? Chapter 3, Love drowns every effort at Rome Inn. Amid screaming guitars and clinking glasses, a wedding happened. Stevie Ray Vaughan gave Lenny Bailey a ring made from stage wire, like their love was born in grit and would end there. In 1979, Stevie, a rising star, thought Lenny was the light to save him from the dark, but under Austin's dim lights, that love was just the start of a painful storm, dragging him deeper into the abyss. Stevie stole Lenny from another musician, a gamble with fate. Their wedding was rushed ring from floor scraps, bride's dress borrowed from a photographer. They danced under stage lights, but Lenny's eyes hit a storm nobody saw. Addiction soon wrecked them. Stevie downed a quart of whiskey and snorted 7 grams of cocaine daily, his mind a fog. Lenny spiraled too. She drained $5,000 from Stevie's account right after he got it, leaving him stunned at the bank, clutching his guitar like it was the only thing that wouldn't betray him. Scandal erupted. Lenny accused Stevie of giving her an STD from a model, words slicing into him. But the worst came one night in Norway, drunk in a hotel. Stevie got a call from Lenny. Her voice was ice. "I just flushed a baby down the toilet." Stevie went silent. On her end, water still ran, like it washed away his soul. He never played the song he wrote that night again, like it was cursed. That image haunted him, making each whiskey heavier, each cocaine line pulling him closer to the dark. A near-career killer hit. In 1979, Houston cops busted Stevie for snorting cocaine by an open window. He got 2 years probation, stuck in Texas, sitting in a cell, head in hands, wondering if the spotlight was worth it. Pain wasn't just external. Stevie wrote Lenny a long letter, begging forgiveness, but she tore it up, pieces falling like ashes. After his death, they found half that letter in his guitar case, neatly folded, with 3 words legible. "Please forgive me." Was that his final plea? Buried with their love? Every note Stevie played now carried pain. He stood on stage, lights blazing, but inside, a wound bled endlessly. The blues curse seemed to tighten, like heartbreak was the price of his talent, a friend said. Stevie played like he was begging for forgiveness, but nobody knew if it was for Lenny or himself. He tried to hold on to the spotlight, but each step pulled him closer to the edge. Was Lenny the love that could have saved him, or the nightmare that pushed him to the brink? Did the blues curse mark him from the start of their love, Chapter 4, Redemption after facing death? In 1986, Stevie Ray Vaughan stood on a German stage, but the lights couldn't hide the truth: he was dying. His skin was gray, eyes empty. He collapsed after the show, body shaking like a leaf in a storm. The doctor's voice was grim. 2 weeks left if you don't stop." In a cold hospital room, Stevie stared in the mirror, seeing a stranger, not the guitar legend, just a shadow of himself. Addiction had stolen everything: health, fame, self-respect. Was that darkness the blues curse from the days he hid from his dad? Stevie entered rehab in Atlanta, where every day was a fight. He blamed himself for letting down Martha, Jimmy, and millions of fans. "I don't deserve love," he whispered to his band, voice breaking, memories of Big Jim yelling. "You'll be nothing," stabbed his heart. He held his guitar but didn't dare play, scared the sound would betray him, proving he wasn't an artist, that his talent was a lie stolen by the curse. Something odd happened in rehab. A nurse said at 3 a.m, Stevie hummed a strange melody, scribbling on the wall, "Don't let him in." Nobody knew who he was, but Stevie. Eyes red, stared at a corner, like he saw the faceless shadow from his childhood, the one from those weird riffs in Dallas. A friend said. Stevie said that melody wasn't his, like someone played through him. Was it withdrawal hallucinations, or the blues curse whispering that his talent was the door to darkness? Stevie fought to reclaim himself. Each day, he faced the pain of years lost to whiskey and cocaine, of nights called a Hendrix wannabe. He wondered if he deserved the spotlight, or if it was all a lie. One night, moonlight slipped through barred windows, hitting his guitar. He touched the strings, fingers trembling. "If I can't play," he thought, "who am I?" That self-doubt pushed him to stand, determined to beat the demon in his blood. He left rehab with a flicker of hope. But the darkness lingered. The blues curse hadn't let go, like it wasn't just booze or drugs, but his talent itself, something that chose him, but also marked him. He beat the demon in his blood, but what about the one in his heart? Was the blues curse always inside Stevie, waiting to pull him into that fateful fog? Chapter 5. Beautiful Love, Fading Happiness. In 1989, Stevie Ray Vaughan emerged from the dark like a phoenix. His album In Step won a Grammy, his guitar a declaration he was back. He played under stage lights, eyes glowing with hope, like the first time he held a guitar. After years of whiskey and cocaine, Stevie found peace with Jana Lapidus. He gave her a guitar, promising to teach her, sharing the light he'd rediscovered. "This is the first time I'm really living," he told Jana, voice warm, a rare smile untouched by shadows. He also reconciled with Jimmy, finishing Family Style together, in the studio. They laughed like kids back in Dallas, sleeping with guitars. "I finally found happiness," Stevie told Jimmy, eyes shining. For the first time, he felt free, like the blues curse was gone, but that joy was fragile, like fog over Wisconsin hills. A friend said, Stevie played like he was holding on to every second, like he knew it wouldn't last. On August 26, 1990, everything shifted. Stevie told his band about a chilling dream he saw himself at a funeral, thousands mourning. "I was terrified, but also at peace," he whispered, voice fading. The band shuddered. Nobody dared ask more, a crew member said. Stevie looked distant, like he saw that childhood mirror shadow. Was it a leftover drug haze? Or the blues curse whispering its final prophecy? He hit the stage that night, guitar echoing, but his heart held an unspoken feeling. Stevie played like he knew it was his last, each note a goodbye. He stood in the lights, sweat pouring, but his eyes carried a sadness nobody grasped. His happiness, though bright, was fragile as a candle in the wind. Was that dream just a passing nightmare? Or a sign from the darkness that followed him? Was the blues curse waiting to swallow the light he'd just found? Stevie found peace. But why did his dream brim with shadows? Like fate had marked his final night. Chapter 6. The Truth Behind a Legend's Departure. On August 26, 1990, Alpine Valley glowed. Stevie Ray Vaughan took the stage, opening for Eric Clapton with Buddy Guy, Robert Cray, and Jimmy. His guitar screamed, a farewell ringing under the night sky. He smiled, moonlight on his face, like he knew it was his last. After the show, he hugged Jimmy, saying, "I'm so happy." But fate lurked, hidden in Wisconsin's thick fog. Post-show, Stevie boarded a helicopter to dodge traffic. Minutes later, it slammed into a hillside. Debris scattered over 60 meters. No fire, no explosion, just deadly silence. Other choppers landed safely. Nobody knew Stevie was gone until dawn revealed the tragedy. Official reports blamed pilot error, but some fans whispered of the blues cursed the shadow that took Robert Johnson at 27. A fan said, "Stevie was chosen, his talent too big." Like the blues demanded him back. Mysteries deepened the chill. A crew member found a note in Stevie's hotel room, scribbled, "If I don't come back, remember me through music." Did he know? Or was it a sensitive soul's hunch? A stagehand said. That night, when Stevie played, I heard the wind howl strangely, like someone sang with him. Was it that childhood mirror shadow? Or the blues curse fulfilling the dream's prophecy Stevie had told his band about, dreaming of his own funeral? And now it was real. He stood on stage, lights flickering, but his heart held nameless despair. His talent lifted him to the top, but also dragged him into darkness. Every note he played, from hiding from his dad to that fateful night, seemed to carry the curse. Was Stevie's death a random accident, or was it written when he first picked up a guitar? Is the blues curse real, or just how we explain a genius's fragility when the fog swallowed that chopper? Did the darkness finally claim Stevie? Epilogue: an immortal legacy under shadows. Stevie Ray Vaughan left at 35, but his fire never died. In 2015, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, John Mayer said on stage. Stevie left the stage in ruins. Millions play Pride and Joy, feeling his guitar still echoing. His Dallas funeral drew 1,500, from Stevie Wonder to Bonnie Raitt, with 3,000 more outside, quietly weeping. A fan left a tiny guitar by his grave, whispering, "You're still playing, aren't you?" He wasn't just a legend, he was a blues warrior, fighting darkness till his last breath. Stevie's life teaches us about talent and fragility. He grew up under his father's fists, faced Hendrix's copycat jabs, and was scarred by his broken love with Lenny. Yet he played, each note defying fate. He beat addiction, found light with Jana and In Step, only to be taken by fog that fateful night. A friend said, Stevie said he played to chase darkness, but sometimes feared his guitar called it closer. Is the blues curse real, or just how we make sense of a fragile genius's pain? Questions about his death still haunt. The hotel note, the prophetic dream, the mirror shadow pieces of an unsolved puzzle. A fan said on Stevie's Memorial Day, they stood in Austin and heard a guitar in the wind, like he never left. The blues curse might not be in the fog or chopper, but in Stevie's heart, where talent and pain blended into timeless melodies. Stevie shows us glory comes with shadows, despite judgment and hurt. He played, saying, be true to yourself. Today, put on Texas Flood, close your eyes, and let Stevie's guitar tell his story. Ask yourself, how did he want to be remembered, a legend on stage, or a boy with a guitar? Seeking light in the dark, will the truth of the blues curse ever be revealed, or will it echo forever in Stevie's notes?